Hello and welcome to this collective and timeless reading. This is E-Star Tarot, and today I'm going to be doing a reading for the collective. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you see it, that's when you were meant to find it. And today I brought in a few different crystals. One is a piece of polished lepidolite. Getting all the color patterns in it. It's kind of nice there. This beautiful little piece of citrine. There. Something shaking there. There we go. A little piece of citrine. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you can see it quite in the light there. It's a nice, it's tiny, but it's a nice, really iridescent piece here. Yeah. And I believe this is a piece of lemon quartz. I might be wrong there, but I think that's the name of this one. But yeah. These are just the three that wanted to come in today. I guess it was three. All right, and we'll start with the Luna Lapin deck to see what the collective needs to hear from their spirit guides today. Oh, I think that was just a drop. Here, let's try again. That's the card. Ooh, Queen of Cups. Okay. So right off the bat, this tells me that you're really connecting with your heart right now. Yeah, you're really seeing who you are inside. What your heart is calling you for. Calling to you, rather. Yeah. Yeah, you're really, I sense someone who didn't have clear boundaries before, but now is learning to express them really strongly. But not in an aggressive way, in a way that's just calmly assertive, which is really, really powerful and good for you. Yeah, I think I want this one as well. Justice. Okay, yeah. Justice is coming in for you. Yeah, I think you, before, you had really not defended your boundaries well. And it's not that you did anything wrong. You were just trying to be a really kind person. But I think, that led to a lot of abuse is the word that's coming in. So yeah, I'm sorry if that happened to you. You just had a lot of you were used and abused. Yeah. And so justice is coming in for you, but you are also delivering the justice by being someone who's strong with your boundaries. Yeah. You're defending your heart. That's what's going on. Yeah, you had some devilish bad energies that were going on. Actually, I think they were meant to go like this. Yeah, there's an order. There we go. Yeah, because I think I've got to get one more card here. Oh, actually, it's right there. Yeah, this one. Oh, the Milky Way. Yeah, you're on your path now. Because you let go of these bad energies that were coming in for you. Or were attached to you and were dragging you down. They were chaining you, right? But this is almost like divine order. Like your spirit guides have come in and cut the chains for you. But you've also done it too. They couldn't have done it without you also acting in the material world to do it as well. But they were giving you, I think, a helping hand as well. But the work that you did was looking into your heart, looking into your cup. Yeah. And seeing what you really needed. And honoring that. You honored your needs through this. Yeah. I think that's why these crystals came in today. The lepidolite makes me think of like intuition, with the purple. And then the yellow, there's a couple yellows here. So it really makes me think of abundance. It could even be like gold abundance, like money, but also like, I think fun, the lemon, it's such a cheery stone. It makes me think of like just having fun, right? Having fun and joy in your life. So, the devil energy is being cut out. And that's going to let you, fly. Like this path, this Milky Way path is actually made up of all these little rabbits. I don't know if you can see it, but they're all this big collective. You're joining the collective of ascended souls on earth. You're going up higher, your vibration's raising because you're coming out of the dark 3D. Yeah, this is for someone who's ascending. But it's not, you weren't just given it. You worked on it. You worked at it. And now justice is being delivered. Yeah. Do I need one more card? Yeah, I need one more card. Okay. One more. 5 of Swords. Yeah. I don't see that. This is usually I was going to say a sword of conflict, but a card of conflict. So maybe you've been having to carry a sword around for a long time, but now you're going to get to put this sword down. Because look here, justice. The sword is resting. See? It's up on the wall now. It's not having to be put to use. So to me, it says that you've had conflict, but now the conflict is over. The conflict is ending. You are coming out of a dark time into ascension. And even if there is future conflict, because there's always something going to happen, right? There's always going to be something happening in the future or something that's going to throw us off, But to me, this says really that even if there is that kind of conflict, you know how to handle it. You've gotten really, really strong in dealing with, energies because you went through all that nonsense. You went through all that junk. People being abusive towards you, people using you, not caring about you. And even some part of that was also you accepting it, right? You were sort of part of that, but not, in a way that you need to blame yourself, just in a way that, you need to acknowledge that part of why this happened was to teach you how to honor yourself, honor your boundaries. And now you know how to do that. You know how to come out victorious. Yeah. Good job. Good job. You really did what you were supposed to do. Now, I think I want an Archangel card now. Let's see what Archangels have to say. Well, cards don't want to come out. Here we go. Now, let's see. Can we get a card? What angels want to say for this situation? There's 2 cards here, but I also want this one as well. Okay. So we'll see what we got. Prosperity, yeah. Remember I talked about the gold in the citrine? There's your gold. Got a whole cornucopia of it. But it's also just like your gifts. Archangel Ariel, your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. Yes. So you're going to be looked after. You don't have to worry if maybe, some of these attachments were partly because you had someone tied to that. That's going to be broken now because you're going to have enough abundance to take care of yourself, not have to rely on that. Spiritual understanding. Archangel Raziel, I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. So yes, you are awakening. You are ascending. You're becoming part of a great collective that is going to help the earth, actually. This is your justice. This is your divine right to be this force in the world. You're going to do it. Yeah, you're not going to let the earth down because you're not going to let anybody drag you down. You're meant for something greater. Oh, and I'm really being drawn to this dove here. I see that as you. Yeah, and this is like a guide or maybe even you as a higher self, but you're taking flight, just like these rabbits. Taking flight. You know what to do. Archangel Uriel, I love them. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. Yeah, so all you have to do is act on it. And, that doesn't mean go rush at something. You think you have to do so much, I think it's actually that you already have the inner knowledge. You already know inside what's going to happen. excuse me, little air bubbles in my throat. So maybe, you know what you have to say. You know what's truth you have to speak in order for these things to come to fruition. You're carrying the sacred light. You are. And that's the key to your prosperity, is just to walk into that path. Walk into that path. Take flight into that path. Maybe you're going to air travel. And that's part of this, right? Yeah, I'm going to get Seed and Sickle card as well. Ooh. Sorry if that was loud. Sometimes they a little snappy, the cards. Okay, so let's get some guidance about, well, it says you know what to do because you have spiritual understanding. Can we get some clarity about that for some who need a little guidance? That was it. Oh, wow. Poppy. Poppies are a funny card. Oh, it's so funny because I almost bought these shoes the other day and they were called Poppy. It's just a weird, funny coincidence, but I guess poppies are calling to me. Yeah, Poppy. I want to see. I haven't gotten the card. Number 6. Number 6. Maybe I should have got those shoes. Let's see here. Or maybe it was just that I needed to see the shoes, right? Maybe sometimes we don't always need to get something just because we see it and it calls to us. Maybe it's just that we need to see it, right? It mentions the devil right away. The devil is in the details. The devil. An old protection against pursuit by monsters involves scattering poppy seeds in your path. Pursuit by monsters. Okay, so it's like if you were being pursued by something, you would scatter poppy seeds. That's interesting. I didn't know that. It's an old, like, fable. Maybe you gotta ask for some extra protection right now. Like maybe do some meditations with Archangel Michael. Even he's not here in the angels, but he's always with you, protecting you. So all you have to do is ask. Maybe he's with the swords, actually, because I think of Michael and the sword as one. Spirits are compelled to stop and count any small items that they come across, so this difficult task will slow them long enough for you to escape. Oh, isn't that like... I feel like I've heard that before about the devil. Like if you throw down, I think it was rice, they have to pick up every grain of rice. I think that's an old story for a different, like... I can't really remember it right now, but I've heard that saying before, like an old wives' tale about how to throw off the devil. So that's really interesting. Poppy seeds. Try not to get too entangled in the details or you'll find yourself coming to a complete stop. It's time to let a few of the less important factors slide for the sake of moving forwards. Okay, yeah. So maybe you are getting bogged down by... You're getting stopped up like the devil, picking up all the little seeds, like every little thing that has to happen to make this work. Maybe you're someone that has struggled going with the flow when the universe is kind of pushing you in a direction, right? Maybe sometimes you get slowed up by just doing every little thing on a to-do list rather than letting yourself flow. Because sometimes... everything on that list will get done, just like everything in nature gets done, even though it doesn't hold to a schedule, right? It kind of does with the seasons, but really it doesn't hold to time or to specific dates, and you shouldn't either. You shouldn't get lost in the details, right? You shouldn't get so focused on getting every little thing right. You need to just go with it and let the details work themselves out. It's just this one, I think. Ivy. This card's about resilience, I believe. Yeah. Resilience, because the ivy climbs the mountain, really. or whatever it's trying to climb up. But metaphorically, it climbs a mountain with little resources, right? And you can too. You can climb that mountain. You just have to be tenacious. Be tenacious and not give up. Not get thrown if, you know, one little thing doesn't go right, or if something's holding you back a little bit, like a thought pattern, or, you know, if you're not immediately perfect at something, or because sometimes I do that. I get really stressed about that if I'm not good at, if something is like bothering me, sometimes I let it stop me from keep moving forward. You know, it's essentially the same message, right? Like, don't let it stop you if there's one little thing that bugs you. Just keep going forward, but note it and keep going. Like, I hope this isn't too rambly. I'm trying to make sense here. You just need to keep going because you're almost there. This card is a message of you're almost there. You just have to keep going a little farther. You can reach any height. You can reach the sun if you just keep going. Yeah. Allow for slow growth, because ivy is a slow growing plant, right? But it makes its way up the scaffolding. It gets there. You have to give it the time. Okay. Sorry if that was a little, I shouldn't say sorry because, you know, yeah, don't get lost in the details, right? Just go with it. Yeah, I think I want a moon card, Moonology. Yasmin Boland. She's a great little, I don't know what you call her, astrologer, tarot reader. Not sure what her profession is, but she's good at what she does. Oh, that was quick. Oh, and it flew out of my hand. It's really active. Of course it is. A new start is coming. New moon. Oh, we have a new moon eclipse, don't we? New moon eclipse. I think that might be today, actually. It's not where I am in the world, but I know that's happening. I think it's in the south, like around New Zealand, Antarctica, in that area. Yeah. So, big changes. You have a new start coming. So, be prepared for that. And don't let all the little things that you have to get done for that to happen trip you up. Like, don't let that startle you out of your flow. Just keep going. And remember what nature does. Nature makes everything happen despite not having everything happen according to schedule. Like, the day all the flowers bloom isn't the same day every year. It's not exactly the right number of days, yada yada. Like, it's exactly when it's meant to be. Meditate and contemplate. Yeah, so if you find yourself doing that, put yourself into meditation and contemplation. Find your solace, find quiet. Another new moon, also new moon in Pisces. And that goes with spiritual understanding. You really got to go inward to make sure that you're on the right path for number one, but also because, you know, you don't want to go on the wrong path by just, because going with the flow doesn't mean you go along with everything. It means you're discerning about what you want and you go in the flow of that path that opens up to allow that. So yeah, maybe you should meditate with some crystals, actually. That's really helpful sometimes. It can really be healing to do that. Especially when you're in chaos, actually. That's the time to whip out your crystals. Whip those crystals out and let them help you. They can guide you. And since we're in the mode of meditation, let's do a land sky oracle. The 8 paths of yoga. Let's see what they can tell us. That was quick. I guess that's it. Moderation, yeah. We got this one last time too. Or it might have been the reading previous, but Brahmacharya? Brahmacharya. Moderation. I love this card because it's such a good reminder to just, the journey of 1,000 steps begins with one. or the journey up the mountain begins with one step, right? And again, I've explained this before, but it's referring to, you know, how penguins, they do this great migration down south. It's an incredible, I don't even know how many miles it is, but it is a long journey for guys that make little steps like these guys do. But they do it. Despite that, to get to their breeding grounds, they do it just by going step by step, taking their time. They don't rush. They just go. And they just keep plugging at it. And that's what you've got to do too. You just got to keep going. And don't stress about if every step is perfect, right? Or, you know, if you have doubts, just, or you feel like you've gotten on the wrong track, just, you know, make a correction and keep going, you know, and you'll eventually get there. You will get there. Oh, sorry. You have a lot of air coming up. Again, speak your truth to others, but also to yourself, right? Oh. Dedication to Supreme. Ishvara Pranidhana. Pranayana. Pranihana. I think it's Pranayana. Ishvara Pranihana. Dedication to Supreme. Yeah. So this is about surrender, right? See, the otters in prayer. I think that goes along with the spiritual understanding and meditation. To a certain extent, you can plan for things, right? But also, the planning can kind of throw you because it makes you forget to surrender, right? Like, some parts of it are you planning things, but other times the universe has another plan for you, right? So sometimes you got to surrender to what's going to happen to you and go with it, because the universe will take care of you. And this is kind of how it tests that you have faith in it, right? It sees, are you ready to trust the universe that will go along with it? Are you ready to go along with trusting the universe? That's what I wanted to say. Ugh. I'm having trouble with my words today a bit, and I'm having a lot of air in my lungs, so I think maybe you need to speak up more. Speak up, especially if you're still in this situation with the devil. That could be toxic family, toxic partner, toxic friends, or just workplace, or just even the old you, old attachments to different ways of being that aren't good for you. Just find your truth, right? Find the truth of what's good for you, not what's good for others. What's good for you. Okay. Deck's page is already really filled up, but I still need more cards. So we're going for it. Crystals. We already got crystals with us, but let's get some more, huh? Let's get some more can we get some crystals for assistance, maybe? It's staying in my hands, that's it. 2 of these guys. Ooh, Moldavite. Moldavite is a special crystal because it comes from a meteorite, I believe. Yeah, so it's really charged with energy. Like I think when you get a Moldavite, it's really powerful. So you got to be really prepared for what manifests. Okay, so yeah, you're really manifesting right now, so that's why you got to get really clear. And maybe let some things fall away that aren't quite what you want. Some minor details. You got to really get focused on the main thing that's important to you. And look, 35, 35. Those are 8s. So this is a big abundance reading for you. Big abundance coming in. And then Dalmatian stone. Interesting. Let's see here. I'm just going to move these off a bit. That up. Put Dalmatian there. Moldavite here. Oh, I don't remember what Dalmatian means. Not the dog, but you know, right? It does mean the dog. Maybe you do have a Dalmatian. Playfulness, childlike joy and enthusiasm for life, absurdity, humor, and laughter. Okay, so this is kind of telling you Don't get so serious about it. Don't get so bogged down by the details that you forget to enjoy the journey. Love the way it feels always. Enjoy it. Enjoy the journey. Cuz sometimes we can get so wrapped up in our purpose that we forget that our purpose mainly is to just live a blessed life, to live every day with joy and wonder, childlike wonder. Having joy in our life is the main thing we need. If we've done just that, then we've accomplished what God wants us to do, right? Yeah, and especially the absurdity aspect of it, like things might, your world might go topsy turvy. Like everything might get turned upside down from what you thought you were going to do. So, crack a joke about it. Don't let yourself be so tense about it. Like if you mess up about something, laugh about it. Laugh at yourself. Yeah. Be playful with the universe, especially. The universe wants you to play with it a bit. Yeah. Don't be so serious. Oh my god, I just realized Moldavite has 35 too. Oh wait, no, I already pointed that out. I thought it was another 35. Yeah, see, exactly, right there. Laugh at yourself. I pointed out the same thing again, and it was kind of funny because I thought it was something new. So yeah, if you make a mistake or something, just laugh about it. Yeah. Or a mistake, because there's no mistake, right? It's just you learning and playing with, like, like if you had a child in a class learning something and they didn't get something right, you wouldn't be like, no, that's wrong, stupid. You wouldn't be like that. You would be like, oh no. You would try to see the humor in it, right? And gently correct them, right? So, yeah. And I think this is kind of a rebirth for you, because I think for a lot of your life you were really serious about everything. You were very serious, and part of that came from childhood, from having a childhood of being very heavily criticized. I think you did have a parent actually like that did actually treat, you as a kid like that. That's so terrible. That's so awful. Parents shouldn't treat their kids like that. You should never, if you have a kid and you're treating them like they need to be perfect right away, that is craziness. That's crazy. Because the whole aspect, well, being a kid is all about not yet being an adult, right? Otherwise they wouldn't be a kid. So they're not supposed to be popped out perfect and ready, right? You're supposed to teach them. You're supposed to guide them as the parent. You're supposed to go with the flow of like their learning. And you didn't have that. You were robbed of that. So feeling emotional. And this Moldavite, it represents a rebirth for you, because you almost didn't have a childhood in that way. You didn't get to have that thing that every child should have, which is just the freedom to be a child. And now you're going to be rebirthed into being like a child again, but you're already an adult, but you're going to you're I think the Christians have this thing like they're born again when they get dunked in the water. It's kind of like that. I don't know what your religion is, but like that's what I'm seeing in my head. So it's sort of like you're being rebirthed out of the water into a new life. And it's like you're starting over childhood. Yeah. You're going to have childlike wonder as an adult, which is actually kind of nice. You're going to like get to learn and have fun again, and have the freedom to make mistakes and play and learn and grow that way. And you're giving yourself this opportunity by just recognizing that that's what you need and turning away from all those people that didn't treat you right. Wow. I'm glad I drew the crystal cards, because that was a lot. I'm really happy for you, but I also feel really sad for you. Like, I feel such a heaviness from that. You carried a big weight for a long time, and you know what? You deserve to take that weight off your shoulders. You do. And the universe that's what justice is about. You're getting justice for that. You're getting the childhood you needed. Yeah. Let's see what butterflies want to say. I love these cards. They have a nice gold sheen there. Gold. Again, there's a bit of a gold theme here, isn't there? 2 cards. Let's see what they say. Join in. Oh. So part of this is going to be like you meeting the right people, eh? Meeting good people. People that, and also I think of like kids joining in like to play with each other, right? And in this metaphor, like you being like a child again, you're going to meet other like people, like other family, found family that's like really good for you. Volunteer. Okay. Wow, that's a really like clear message. Join and volunteer. Yeah, like you're just going to really put your hands into some new interests and hobbies. And you're going to join into a community of people that are really like-minded. Or maybe you're already doing that. Maybe you're in that process now. Yeah, you're really you're finding where you belong. And that might take you away from things you've always like known before. Things that were like familiar, things that are familiar but weren't good for you. But it won't be bad at all. I think you're actually going to be really, really happy with it. Okay, they're going up top because that's where I'm supposed to put them. I'm just really intuitive with where they go, so if it looks funny on screen, well, you know, there's always a message in the way they're placed. So, yeah. Volunteer. You know, I think you've been isolated a bit too. And that was like a self-isolation as well, that you needed to spiritually advance, to grow, and to figure all this out about yourself. But now you're coming out of that and you're joining in with the world again. You're bringing your gifts to the world now. And like your whole heart journey here, where you learned your boundaries, that's why you can volunteer and join in now. That's why you can be part of another community, because before, when you tried that before, it just didn't work. There were too many weak boundaries going on that the wrong people kept coming in, and then you were just kind of like, all right, I've had enough, and I'm not going to be around anybody. But that was all part of a plan. Because now you know who to let in and who to say no to. Man, I've got a lot of cards left to use. But I don't... Okay. Guess I'm using... Ooh, archetypes. They were a little loud there, so definitely they're coming in. Sometimes I stop and stall because I feel like a weird energy, but, you know, I think they're just trying to tell me what to do. Okay. So... I think this is leading you on a new path, a new like journey of what you're going to do with your life. And I kind of want to see what the archetype cards will say about that. Like, can we get maybe 3 cards here? I know I'm not supposed to say the number, direct the number, but could I just get some cards to tell us, give us a little hint maybe about what that's going to be? Okay, no. That wasn't it. Just being a little messy. There it is. Truth. Althea. Your truth. Interesting. And look, purple and gold. Just like the stones here. Gold, like almost exactly the colors. Purple. Isn't that funny? I think I'm going to leave them there like that. I'm going to put them right like that, right over them. Because that's where they're supposed to go. Truth. You've seen the truth. The truth and the devil. Ah! Yeah, sorry to yell into the camera, but it makes sense now. You had to see the truth first so that this future didn't get messed up by that devil energy dragging you down, or not even dragging you down, being pulled with you into that to mess it up. Yeah, they were really trying to ride your coattails. I don't know where this is supposed to go. We're gonna put over the devil. Yeah, you're defeated. Done with you. Is there any more cards that... Oh, I guess that's it. I guess it's just the one. Okay, well, the truth. But also, what is your truth, right? What is the truth for you about this? Is there still something that you're missing? Is there still something you haven't looked at? Are you being completely honest with yourself about everything? Is there still something you have yet to face? That's why you need to meditate, because you still have to unlock a little bit. You're doing really well. I'm not saying you're on the wrong path at all, because you really, really are. You're doing very well. But there's always more work to do, and there's always the balance of light and shadow. There's always a shadow to our lightness. There's no one completely good and there's no one completely evil. So, what do you got to find out about yourself that will help you change your reality? What do you have to face? Yeah. What is the final step? Okay. Maybe we can get a little hint about that from Thoth Tarot. I've got a lot of cards on here today, but a lot of cards wanted to come to this reading, so I just, I'm just delivering the message, Yeah. Can we just maybe get a little hint at that? Something to help? What? Is this? I feel like this is Spirit's way of being a little coy. Because this isn't really a card. This is like an extra card that is I think Aleister Crowley's symbol that he created. But there's something funny about this card. I feel like this is almost like the divine mystery, And no one can tell you. Maybe that's what it's trying to say. No one can just tell you what to do. You have to find that answer within. You can't just ask for the easy answers. Yeah. We can do tarot cards all day, but at the end of it, it's still just us with ourselves, right? Us finding the answers within. God, that's so funny. But I see this as like your spiritual body, The rainbow is like you activating the Kundalini, your chakras. They're all like combining together. And then I think it's meant actually to be this way, but I see it as this way because I see that as a flower, and the flower is your heart. But it's yellow, so maybe it could even represent your solar plexus. You are golden. Gold. Yeah, you're finding your golden spirit within. I love this. Oh my gosh, and it makes me think of the poppy here. Yeah, I just happened to put over the poppy in the... And it's kind of a dark card, and this one has the skull in it, right? And then there's new beginnings with the new moon. You're going through a big transformation, and sometimes transformations can be a little scary. They can be a little bit I'm hearing monstrous and dark, so it's like, you know, think of a butterfly coming out of a chrysalis. Sometimes it can almost look a little strange when it's like crawling out. It can almost look a little like weird and maybe almost like something's wrong, something's off. But then it all comes together when those wings dry out and you see what it's supposed to be. And maybe you're kind of in that stage right now. It's like you're right in the metamorphosis. And it's crazy. You look a little crazy. But I actually think you look pretty beautiful, to be honest. This is like you transforming into something beautiful. Wow. Ace of Swords. Yeah. You are unlocking your abilities. Because look at that. That's representing your crown, like your crown chakra. And gold again. Oh my God, the gold in this reading. Wow. 1, new beginnings, the start. Remember we talked about you're being reborn like a child? You're going to be a child again, but like just a new self, new birth. Yeah, they're not going to just tell you. But the hint is that you're going to be radically different in a good way, like golden. See the gold? Yeah. And it's because you are and this can mean truth, right? The sword of truth. Oh my gosh, again. Remember we were talking about swords? You're holding your sword. You got the sword. But remember we talked about it resting? Because you're not using it in a warlike fashion. You don't have to constantly defend yourself anymore. You have a spiritual sword now. And that's wielded differently. Just like you're holding yourself differently, you're talking differently, you're being different because you are different. You are a new person. And you are going to unlock so much for the world and yourself at the same time. You're going to beat the devil. And just walk into a prosperous life. And in like, I think it does mean money in your case, but like also just like prosperity in life can just mean like living a beautiful life, a joyful life, a fun life. And remember the absurdity, right? With Dalmatian stone. Things might not go exactly as planned or how you envisioned it. Because it might go better than that. It might go way better. Yeah. You're not going to be left in the dark. No. Yeah. But join in. Right? Don't hold yourself back. Don't be afraid of becoming something new, something you've never been before. Just be what feels right. And you'll know what feels right because you meditate and you sit with yourself in silence and you figure out what you feel. And that's not just when everything is perfectly silent and calm. It's also when there's chaos, right? We got to learn to listen to spirit amongst people, right? So maybe that's actually what the joining is about. You got to learn to talk. You've learned how to talk to spirit in silence. Now you got to learn how to do it when you're around other people so that they can help you navigate people. Yeah, okay. But also I think you are doing that, and that's what this represents. You're learning how to do that. Because that's actually sometimes the most important thing or most important time that we need to listen to spirit, because we could be talking to someone and they could be nudging us and say, don't tell them this or tell them that or do this thing with this person or don't do that thing with that person, right? They give us little hints and nudges, but if we're not listening or we don't know how to listen or distinguish that from our own thoughts, we can miss it. Although spirit doesn't let us miss things. They they it's hard to explain, but they sort of, we get infinite chances, let's say. Let's think of it like a video game where you get infinite lives. That's how I think of it. Because your spirit guides make sure that you get the cheat codes. At least for some of us. Some of us that are meant for that path get a cheat code. But yeah, another way to say that, I guess, is that what's meant for you won't miss you, right? Or the opportunity will always be represented to us, right? I just broke the deck for whatever reason, and it came to swiftness. And look, 8 again. 35 are 8s. And look at the rainbow. Gosh, let's put that over the devil on prosperity. Right there. Oh, right there. Yeah. Yeah. It's and the 8 of, this is the 8 of wands. So whatever is coming in is happening swiftly for you. And oh my gosh, look how those kind of resemble each other. They're both geometric shapes that are kind of in a diamond shape. Interesting. I'm just feeling really joyful all of a sudden, and I think that's because of the rainbow. I think the rainbow is kind of like your happiness, your joy. Everything's going to come together in this beautiful way. This really magical, beautiful way. And Sagittarius rules, I think, is it short journeys or long journeys? But travel, yeah, like the arrow shoots and goes somewhere. Maybe you're going to travel somewhere new. But that could also be, sometimes we can travel great lengths, but not leave our home because we're traveling mentally, right? And we can change our reality by changing ourselves. So in a sense, we can create a whole new world around us. And it's like we've traveled, but we haven't. So I guess what I'm trying to say is big change is coming in. Whether internally, actually it's both. You're changing internally, and so it's changing your outer world. So yeah, there you go. All right. That's the end of the reading. So I really hope this was helpful for you. I really enjoyed this reading. It was really cool. And I wish you all the best with this journey that you're on. I think you are doing excellent. Just to reiterate, I think you are doing very well. And I think Spirit is very proud of you. Your spirit guides are very proud of you, rather. And you're being looked after. So just keep listening to your intuition. Keep going with the flow. And have fun. Have fun. Okay. Take care. Love you so much.